You look up in a hallway, you see a digital clock on the wall, and you just think, oh, great, I'm 5 minutes late.
Right. Yeah, there's this baseline expectation of simplicity there.
Exactly. But going through the technical manuals and spec sheets you sent over for this deep dive, well, that expectation just gets completely shattered. I mean, today our mission is unpacking the Advanced Network Devices IPSIGNL-RWB.
Yeah, which looks like a pretty basic scrolling text display.
Right, but it's actually this nearly $2,000 enterprise powerhouse.
It really is. And this specific device, it highlights this massive shift that's just kind of happening right under our noses.
The convergence of traditional IT data networks and the physical infrastructure.
Exactly. The buildings we walk through every day. I mean, the days of standalone clocks and isolated PA systems are, well, they're essentially over.
Honestly, it is wild reading through these schematics because this thing, it's a PA system, a two-way intercom, and a security node, all hiding behind a really convincing digital clock disguise.
Yeah, and we should definitely talk about how it physically connects because surprisingly, it all runs through a single standard RJ45 Ethernet cable.
Which is just crazy. And that relies on power over Ethernet.
Right.
Or PoE.
Right. And since you follow networking, PoE is a standard protocol, but the power draw here is what's really impressive.
Because inside that single Ethernet cable, there are 4 pairs of twisted copper wire.
Yeah. And traditionally, data only really needs 2 of those pairs. So PoE injects electrical current down the unused pairs.
Or it even piggybacks on the data pairs using common mode voltage.
Exactly. And it does that without scrambling the data packets.
So to visualize that for you listening, think of it less like a basic wire and more like a modern electrified transit system.
Oh, that's a really good way to look at it.
Right, so the rails are simultaneously delivering massive amounts of raw voltage to run the train, while also carrying complex digital signals to coordinate the entire schedule.
Yeah, it handles both the muscle and the brains over the exact same copper pathways. And the muscle it delivers is substantial.
I'll say.
I mean, that single cable pulls enough wattage to power an auto-dimming, multicolor LED display that's visible from 150 feet away. Plus, it powers a built-in microphone for hands-free intercom use.
And let's not forget the high-efficiency 8-inch speaker.
Right.
A speaker that, according to the engineering specs, can flood a 600-square-foot space with audio.
All with no separate electrical wiring or some heavy-duty amp required.
Which naturally brings up the networking side of things. To function as an intercom without traditional audio cables, it uses SIP-enabled VoIP integration. Right.
Yeah. So instead of analog audio running over miles of dedicated speaker wire back to a central switchboard, the device acts as an independent phone extension on the IP network.
Like it's just its own entity.
Right. The central server routes audio packets to it exactly like it would for a Zoom call or, your office desk phone.
Oh, wow. And the manual mentions their Clockwise Campus software orchestrates all this.
Yeah. Yes, it's a proprietary program. It handles scheduling, triggers timers, and programs the scrolling text for up to 50 of these nodes simultaneously.
But hold on, let me push back on this whole architectural setup for a second.
Sure, go ahead.
Because the specs list peripheral integrations for external motion sensors, electronic door locks, call buttons, and even built-in red, white, and blue strobe lights.
You do, yeah.
So if this device can physically lock doors and trigger strobes based on a motion sensor, putting it on the main data network seems like a massive vulnerability.
It's definitely a serious risk factor.
Right, because a standard IP cyber attack could instantly become a physical security breach. With those stakes, calling this thing a signboard feels incredibly misleading.
It does underplay it quite a bit.
I mean, it's more like a localized emergency command center.
That tension between convenience and vulnerability, well, that is the crucial takeaway here. I mean, the real value of this information comes from understanding its ultimate application. When we step back, it's clear this isn't just an IT gadget or a simple communication tool. It is critical emergency infrastructure.
Exactly.
It's explicitly designed to broadcast urgent alerts and physically secure environments the exact second an anomaly is detected on the network.
So thinking about what this means for you as you navigate your office or a school campus, it really exposes the expensive, hidden complexity sitting quietly on the walls right above our heads.
Yeah, it forces us to look differently at the spaces we inhabit. The environments we navigate are actively watching, listening, and they're fully ready to react.
Which leaves us with a final thought to ponder. As everyday items, like that simple digital clock telling you your late transform into sophisticated two-way monitoring networks, How will the complete digitization of our physical buildings change our baseline expectations of security and privacy in public spaces?
It's a huge question.
It really is. So the next time you look up to check the time, remember, that clock might be capable of a whole lot more than just counting down the minutes.